Hey, so I'm going to be talking about the letters C, K, G, G, H, K, K, H, G, I in this video in the Vietnamese alphabet because they're all kind of connected and they sound quite similar to a native English speaker. So for me, I'm just going to be reading from my notes here, and the fan is blowing too because it's hot. Um, as an English speaker, trying to hear the difference between the G and the C and the K, the KH, it's quite hard. So we're going to be looking at how that works, and I still really am terrible at pronouncing this. So if anyone has any tips or tricks to work out how to pronounce this, that would be great. So the first letter we will talk about is the C. Now, a lot of English speakers will probably be tempted to just say k when they say a C, but what I've learned is it's more like a G sound in English, like a g, g. So you can have the word like gam, gam, which means orange, I think, from memory. So it's the C is like a g sound, g. And I could be wrong about that, so again, if I'm wrong, just let me know. And the K in Vietnamese is also pretty much the same as the C, I think, from what it seems like anyway. So it's the same sound, like a G sound. So you can have the word ice cream, which is gem, gem. And yeah, so it's the C and the K is G. But the G isn't that sound. So to English speakers, this is going to be really hard to even hear the difference between these two sounds. And I struggle to pronounce this. But the G is like a R sound, R. And if there are any native Vietnamese speakers that can tell us how to say it, then that would be great. Just let us know. I asked my wife before how to say it, and she showed me that I'm probably pronouncing it wrong even still. Then also there's a GH in Vietnamese, so that actually normally has the same sound as the G. I think the only reason why there's an H is because if you write a G and an E or a G and an I, it has a different sound to a G O, G A, G U. So they put an H after the G if there's an I or an E after it. So it just means the same as like the G. So that also is the R sound. R. Apparently, my wife told me that when you say R, it's like you put your tongue kind of around the back of your mouth. So it's like a R, like R, R, R sound. It sounds maybe like Dutch or something like that, or I think even German as well. People from those languages might make that sound more than in English. So that's quite a hard sound because the G and the R sound really, really similar when people speak Vietnamese, and it can be quite hard to even hear the difference. So you have to really train your ears to hear that. So just today I was listening to my wife speak pronounce these two sounds, the G and the R, and sometimes I didn't know the difference. So yeah, really we have to try and train our ears to hear those two sounds. Because also even though the G sounds a lot like the C and the K, the G also sounds a lot like KH, which is like a h sound. And I think we do slightly have that in English. I think there are some accents, like the Scouse accent, where they will say like bach or like the coke or whatever. So there are some people that pronounce that in English, but most people in English we just don't have that sound. So the h and the r and then the g are all very, very similar. And then then the only problem comes in where there's like a GI, which is pronounced like way different. And that is like in the south, that is like a y sound. And then in the north, I think it's like a z sound. Um, so I'm actually, which I forgot to say in my intro video, I'm learning more of like a southern accent, not the northern accent. Um, yeah, so I will be pronouncing like y rather than z, or whatever other differences there are. So yeah, the other differences between the C, the K, the G, the GH, the K and the KH. So C and K are like G, the G and the GH are like more like a R sound, R. Then the KH is like a H sound. And there can be some confusion because GI can be more like a Y or a Z sound. So hopefully that helps people. And if I have got anything wrong, then just let me know. I'm sure there are people that will be able to correct me. And yeah, if you want to let me know about anything you've learned or the difficulties you're having in learning Vietnamese, then you're welcome to let me know. So thanks very much. See you.